There are always two ways to look at any major event that happens in our lives, either optimistically or pessimistically. We tend here in Dubai to always be optimistic, following the optimism of our leaders, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. We never changed the strategy of Dubai in terms of always being bold, always being open for the world, always being innovative. Whatever was happening in the region, whether it's political turmoil, economical turmoil, wars, Dubai have always stood firm in its strategy that we're always open, we're always welcoming of any other nationality that wants to come here. And recently, as you know, with the peace treaty with Israel, the country is still open for tourism, even from Israel and other markets. There are more than 220 nationalities working and living here comfortably and happily. So when COVID hit not just the UAE, it hit the whole world, I think one of the things that helped us the most is to look at this as another adversity that happened to the whole region before and deal with it with one single message, which is this also will pass. And with that optimism picture, I think the country was only closed for a few months. We opened back again in May, so the country has been open since May, welcoming businessmen, welcoming tourists, welcoming anyone who wants to basically come to a place where he can succeed and thrive. So we're looking at it as an opportunity, definitely. Where other markets are closed, other economies are, I would say, suffering, we're bouncing back and we're thriving again, and the restaurants are almost full. It's hard to find a reservation now. This traffic jam is back on the street, not always, but only during rush hours. So these are all indications that life is normal here in Dubai. Yes, we're being very cautious. We do more tests than any other country in the world compared to our population. There's a lot of guidelines that restrict how you move around without masks and so on. It's illegal, obviously. So as long as people are following these guidelines, the economy will remain open. Our markets and countries and hotels and all the tourist attraction will remain open. Exhibitions and conferences are also being held. So still we're looking at it at business as usual. And that's what makes Dubai unique. It's always been business as usual, even during COVID. I think it takes courage to have an exhibition during COVID period. And that message clearly says that we are willing to adapt to whatever circumstances that are happening in this world. Like I said, as long as the guidelines of health and safety are maintained, the social distancing, wearing the masks and the gloves, you can have an event, especially that the spaces of our exhibition centers here in Dubai are huge. So I think what the management of the exhibition center have done, have increased the spaces between the stands, have kept enough distance where people can move around in the corridors and hallways between these exhibitions, and have made sure that thousands of people can attend an event without being worried about getting infected in case somebody has a COVID case. So that's the way it's been managed, basically. So the message that we tell the world that yes, you got to be careful, but it doesn't mean that you have to cancel everything and restrict your annual events. Especially GITEX is one of the largest, I would say, computer and networking and technology exhibition and conference in the world. So to cancel it would have been, a very unpleasant experience for a lot of the annual exhibitors who come here and annual visitors that come to GITEX and benefiting from what's happening in the world of technology and the innovation that happens every year. So I think the government has made a very correct move by continuing to have the exhibition and conference this year as well. And it's a positive message that says nothing will stop us, we're still open, and you're still welcome in Dubai. Dubai has always been a hub I mean, we are a small country. It's a small market, population-wise, market-wise. Yes, it's probably the first or second regional market. Sometimes we are first, sometimes Saudi Arabia is first, even though they have 3 times the population of the UAE. But certain markets, you know, we are one of the largest markets in the Middle East. Having said that, Dubai remains a hub for the whole region. And if you see a lot of companies that have offices here, it's a regional offices for them. So when they think of Dubai, they don't think just the Dubai and the UAE market, they think the region. You know, the Middle East has more than 330 million population-wise. There are trillions of dollars of wealth in this region. Many untapped opportunities. It's a virgin market for a lot of innovative product and services. So if you do have an amazing product or an amazing, you know, innovative product, and your market has become saturated for it, or there's a lot of competition, then Dubai would be an ideal and a perfect location for you to set up in order to sell to this region and have a hub and have a regional offices, especially that the infrastructure in this city is second to none in the world. So even during COVID, a lot of companies have chosen Dubai to move to and to digitize their regional company. So from here, with the airport still open, you can still do business with China, with India, you know, with Russia, a lot of these major markets. People still do business with these markets from Dubai as a hub. So I would say, is Dubai still open for these type of businesses? Definitely, and it will remain open. There's never a perfect time, right, for a good decision. Those who make decisions during tough times, during, I would say, unclear circumstances, and take the risk, it always paid off for them if they are making the right decision. I'm not saying make a wild decision, I say make a calculated decision. But once you've agreed that all of the criteria of your decision are there, then you need to take a decision and move on, right? Either yes, you will take that decision and move on, or no, you won't take it. But do not hesitate on a decision for the perfect time. It never comes. So with COVID-19, is this the perfect time to expand? Where else or when would you choose to expand if you haven't seen the threat of being in one location has given to your business? Many businesses suffered. Many businesses that have been operational for decades have shut down and closed, simply because they haven't diversified their income. They haven't diversified their location of where they do business. They stuck to one location, one market, one segment, and they say, you know, I've been doing this for decades and I'm fine. COVID came to prove to everyone that nothing is safe anymore. If you don't have a diversified location where you do business, if you don't have diversified customers generating revenue for you from all around the world, you're paying the price for that right now. Should you wait longer until you see what will happen after COVID-19, whether the vaccine will work or not? I say the longer you wait, the more it's going to hurt. I encourage all companies from all around the world, whether they come to Dubai or go to any other regional city in the world, just diversify your income and your location. Have multiple locations where you do business. Have different hubs around the world so you're able to do business in Asia, in South America, in North America, in Africa, in Europe, if you're not in these regions. So that's my advice to them. If you want to do business in the Middle East or the region, then Dubai is the perfect hub. And this is the perfect time where everything price-wise is low. The travel cost is low, I would say the rental cost is low, and to hire employees also, salaries are down, obviously. You can get very good talent here in Dubai with 220, I would say, nationalities living and working in Dubai. So you can find pretty much any talent that you're looking for from any country in the world. You probably find them in Dubai. So I would say this is a perfect time to expand when the cost is low. If your business is very traditional and COVID-19 has forced your business to become more digital, I think this creates an amazing opportunity for you to be able to relocate your business or expand your business to other markets very easily. And with Dubai and its superb infrastructure and technology and Wi-Fi, and as you know, with our telecom operator Etisalat has one of the fastest mobile network in the world right now with 5G. This is an amazing place for anyone who has digitized their business or on the verge of digitizing their business to have a setup here in Dubai, where you can have some of your staff operating here. Considering the time zone between Asia and Europe, you can still serve the Asian market from Dubai because of the time zone. So your staff here can obviously come to the office before you even wake up if you are in Europe. When you wake up in Europe, then they're able also to serve the European market. So I've seen a lot of companies, European companies specifically, move their digital business after they digitized it to Dubai because the cost of hiring is lower here, talent is available, the infrastructure, like I said, is amazing, and they're able to benefit from the tax benefit. So you can invoice from Dubai into Asia, you can invoice for the region, you can invoice even in Europe. And obviously you need to consult with your legal counsel on how to make sure that you don't violate any tax rules when you do that. But a lot of companies have found there's huge tax benefits when you operate from outside Europe, especially if you're servicing international clients. And with the time zone, like I said, Dubai is an amazing option and choice for these companies. I think the Expo is an amazing opportunity for anyone who has a new product or an innovative product to show it to the whole world. We're expecting about 20 million business tourists to come to the Expo, and their objective is one thing, is to find the unique product or service that they can take back to their country or partner with the company that's producing that innovative product and service. So if you, a company producing something that you want the whole world to see, you have an opportunity to come to Dubai and showcase here. So for the period of 6 months, you have 20 million people who will be visiting. I don't know any other event in the world in the next few months that will give any company that kind of opportunity. And if you don't know much about it, I highly advise and recommend that you go into the Expo website to find out everything about the event, how you can exhibit and be present, even on a small scale. But don't miss that opportunity for sure, to showcase your product to the whole world for a period over 6 months. And it's one of the longest exhibition and conference that doesn't happen every year. So this is the right opportunities for it. And the UAE government, Dubai government specifically, have invested a lot to make this expo the best expo and the largest expo in the world, and to make it a successful event in Dubai. And as you know, Dubai is not a stranger to successful events. This is going to be one of the largest one that we've hosted, and I think the city is very proud to have all the infrastructure for such a large event, starting from the airport where it can handle, I think last year we did more than 80 million passengers, or 88 million passengers. It's one of the few airports in the world that are open. So capacity-wise right now, the city is very much capable of handling this event. There's no other cities in the Middle East that has the hotel also infrastructure, the tourism infrastructure to handle such an event. So I think it's going to be a very successful event. A lot of people are going to attend, and I think you should be there if you have an innovative product or service that you want to show to the whole world. A lot of people have the perception that moving to a new market and doing business or setting up a company or hiring a team or operating from a foreign market to them is difficult. The reality is now with our digital government, everything is very fast. In no time, in a few days, you could probably set up a company here, whether it's a free zone or onshore in Dubai, and have an operational team on the ground, and you could be running in no time, probably less than a month, you could have a full-fledged office. I've seen a lot of companies, they come and work on a fully furnished serviced office until their full-fledged office is ready. Part of Seed Group also, a lot of our partners, we offer our partners the capability to simply plug and play. They work from our offices where it's fully ready to start operating in the market in no time, basically. There are so many different free zones in the country where they can set up there that are specialized in different sectors. But if they wish to do business with the government, obviously it's better for them not to be in a free zone and to be onshore. We are always, as Seed Group, on the lookout for good companies with innovative product and services that we can, I would say, partner with, strategically partner with, sometimes invest in as well. So if you have something unique or different, definitely check out Dubai, check out these free zones, and speak to our team also. Maybe they can assist you in this target goal that you have of setting up. So to answer your question in one word, it's very easy. That's a very difficult question to answer. And the reason why, we are used to, as citizens of this country, with the amazing vision of our leaders, especially Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid, that you never know what to expect in Dubai. Sometimes we drive around the city and we see new buildings. The shape of the city is always changing. The innovative project that His Highness keeps coming up with, and that the government of Dubai keeps coming up with, it always amazes us. The speed of not just envisioning something, but the speed of planning and executing it. Sheikh Mohammed and his team are known for basically not just planning things, but they're known for delivering what they say they will deliver. And the royal family of Dubai have always been visionary in planning for the future. So if you would ask me how will Dubai look in 1 year, I'd probably answer that. But in 10 years, I think it's very challenging to answer. But I will tell you, if you come and visit Dubai in 3 years from now, you probably won't recognize a lot of the areas, the developing areas. So let alone 10 years, that's a very difficult question to answer. But I think if you really want to know, the best thing to do is just come, work in the city, live in the city, and you'll see the city growing and changing shape right in front of your eyes. I think one of the first things you need to do is identify what do you want to do exactly when you come here. Do you want to operate to target this market? Do you want to operate to target the region as a hub? And once you agree and finalize that strategy, you need to allocate a certain budget for the expansion. Obviously, going into a new market cost. It doesn't have to be a major cost. You can start lean and start with the right partner. That's very important, is to find the right partner. When we expand, we're operating in 12 offices around the world. When we expand in any new market, we always find a local partner. We've tried in some markets to operate alone, and to be honest, it was challenging, especially in a market that has a different culture and so on. So if you're planning to operate in the Middle East, I always advise you to find the right partner who has the right connections, the right experience, the right team that you can capitalize on in expediting your market entry. And the Middle East is built on relationship and trust. So if you can also benefit from the relationship and the trust that your local partner has, then that will give you a great advantage while you're entering the market. That doesn't mean that you cannot operate alone in Dubai. Like I said, there are many free zones that you can choose and operate from, but I wouldn't advise it. I wouldn't advise it. So my recommendation is make a decision, or if the parameter of the decisions are not clear for you, find someone who could help you answer some of the questions that you have. And we're more than happy at Seed Group also to assist you answering any questions you might want to ask about. Should I come to Dubai now? Is this the right time? If I do, what are my next steps? What are the next things that I have to do before finalizing my decision? Just reach out to us and we're more than happy to help. But whether you work with us or not, I think it's the right time. Just make sure you find the right partner first. You know, moving your business or setting up or expanding your business to a new market is not an easy decision, obviously. There's a lot of things to consider. There's always that fear of, am I making the right decision? And I think in anything you do in business, you have to take some kind of calculated risk. So when we decide, for example, I give you an example, how we decide to go in another market. We look at the market and we see, are there opportunities for us there? Is this the right time? And do we have the right partner in order to go into that market? And we also look at how committed are we to this market. We've tried to go into market in a very light way. It didn't work. So I think whenever you decide to go to a market, you have to give it your full commitment, that you will give it enough time, enough resources in terms of financial resources and human resources. But once you decide, you have to give it 100% commitment. And I think testing the waters doesn't work in a new market, especially if it's a foreign market with a different culture and so on. In order to know how effective this market for you and how lucrative for it, you need to be there at least 2 to 3 years minimum. Like I said, if you want to build a relationship, you want to build trust, all of these things take time to have the right contacts, to build the relationship, to build the trust. And the Middle East is very trust-based market, right? You have to know people that can simply trust you, and then they'll do business with you. Now you can expedite that, like I said, by having the right partner who will shorten that sales cycle and lend you the trust that they have with their customers, so that you don't have to wait years to build that trust. But this is my advice, is to be 100% committed and allocate the right budget for it, give it enough time, and be serious about it. You know, the Arabs are traders for a very, very long time, thousands of years. So we're used to doing business with different countries and different nationalities as traders. Dubai is very unique because it's not just Arabs who are living and working here. Like I said, 220 nationalities living and working here. A lot of foreign businesses. As a matter of fact, one of the largest segments of businessmen here are from India. So a lot of people have the perception that it's all Arabs who own businesses. Not true. And that's an indication that we are open for other nationalities to come and prosper here and become even richer than the local families here. It's fine with us because the royal family have built the city to be a place where anyone can come and succeed. Now, if you're going to be dealing with Arab decision maker, be it in the government or the private sector, obviously they are international minded. They are used to, because they've been doing business for decades. A lot of them has been educated, they've been educated in foreign countries. So they are used to doing business with international companies. They're used to living outside in the Western world, I would say, in the US and Europe. So dealing with international companies is not difficult for them. It's very easy. It's expected, whether it's the government sector or the private sectors. So I don't think you have anything to worry about in terms of being able to fit. Now, if you have a local partner, obviously it makes it a lot easier to enter these organizations and reach the decision makers. Definitely, without a doubt. Arabic is the, I would say, formal language of the country. But if you don't speak the language, it's a cosmopolitan city. Many people have been living here for decades and they still don't speak the language, and they're very successful in their business. Everything pretty much in this country is bilingual, Arabic and English. Many places you will also see Hindi, because one of our largest population segment is India and Pakistan and so on. So we are very open and flexible when it comes to adjusting the way we do business to other nationalities and other language. So not knowing the Arabic language is not a barrier at all.